Hi, my name is Shuna Balnaves and I'm an NLP Master Coach and Trainer. And I'd like to talk to you about what simple things or simple steps you can take to start empowering yourself. So before we jump into how you can actually change things to empower yourself, it's a good idea to understand what empowerment actually is. It's one of those terms that's used quite a lot these days, but sometimes we don't always understand exactly what that means. So a dictionary definition of what empowerment is that I quite like is it's the process of becoming stronger and more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights. And that's basically what it's about. It's about putting you back in control of your life. And it's also about personal power. And I like to describe that as a power within you that helps you get what you want out of life, your relationships, your career, your family, and a power that achieves change. So it's about putting yourself back in control, whether that's by changing your mindset, enforcing your boundaries, or letting go of self-sabotaging beliefs. And power is a force that in some way creates change. It has movement to it, and I'm sure all of us want more out of life. So it's about using what you have to get what you want. So I want to introduce you to a concept that will immediately put you in a state of empowering yourself and finding your personal power. So how would you like to put yourself in an empowered state whenever you need to? Learn about a mindset that puts you in control. Does that sound good? Now, to talk about empowerment in a bit more detail and what that can mean for you, you'll see on screen that there's a phrase that you'll be familiar with, which is cause and effect. And simply put, where there's a cause or an action, there is an effect. So in terms of empowerment, effect is the side of that equation that you really don't want to be. If you're at effect, it means life's happening to you. You could be blaming other people and things for not getting what you want out of life. And basically, you're not getting the results that you want. And if you're on this side of the equation, you've basically got a lot of reasons and excuses as to why you don't get what you want out of life. Whereas if you're at cause and on the cause side of the equation, you will be getting results. You'll be getting exactly what you want out of life. Maybe not straight away, but you'll be taking positive action to get there. And you'll be taking responsibility for what happens in your life, the decisions that you make, and you're basically in control of what's going on. So as you can see, you really want to be on the core side of things so that you're making things happen for you. And moving from effect to cause will put you in a very empowered position. So you're getting the results. That will be a state of empowerment. So this is a good starting point for getting the results that you want. And this is a mindset, and it will have a big impact on your life if you choose to adopt it. One of the major beliefs of my coaching and training is remaining at cause, taking responsibility for your actions and not blaming it on someone else. Once you begin to be at cause, it's extremely empowering and you're basically just taking control of what's happening in your life. So if you think about the analogy of a bus, you'll be the one driving the bus. You'll be deciding what direction to go in, and rather than being just a passenger on the bus where someone else will be in charge and they'll be deciding what you do and where you go. So do you want to be looking back on your life when you're 95 years old, sat in your rocking chair and saying to yourself that you've done everything you want? Or will you say to yourself, I would have done this if it hadn't been for so-and-so? Or that was a really good excuse I had back in 2020 for not achieving what I wanted. So as I said, this is a mindset, and if you choose to adopt it today, I can guarantee things will start to change for you. We all sometimes have excuses for not getting what we want. It could be that you say, if my partner earned more money, I could quit the job I hate. Or you could blame the government. Or you could even say it's the weather's fault. And we tend to live in a blame culture these days. We hear it every day on the news. But I have a belief that if you created something, you can also change it. And I can still have times where I'm at effect, but I've learnt to recognise it quickly, and I now know how to do something about it. So you're probably wondering how you can put yourself at cause. Well, there are two very simple but very powerful questions that you can ask yourself that will put you back in control. And you might want to make a note of these so that you can use them in the future. So the two questions are simply, how can I change this, or how can I make it happen? So if there's an area of your life where things aren't turning out as you want them to, then just ask yourself those questions and take the action necessary to put yourself back in control. So again, just to repeat, those questions are, how can I change this, or how can I make this happen? It's as simple as that. So action is key to everything. Action changes things. So without action, nothing will change. So what are you going to do? What areas of your life are you not getting results in that if you ask yourself those two questions and commit to take the necessary action, it'll put you back in charge of making changes? So once this audio is finished, why don't you sit down, think of an area of your life and write down one thing that will make a big difference to your life. So thank you for listening, and I'd love you to keep in touch. There's a few ways you can do that. You can visit my website, which is theconfidencemindset.co.uk. There are free resources on there and further information. You can email me at info@freeyourselfcoaching.co.uk, and I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions or if there's anything you want to share with me that's been a success from using this. And I also have a private Facebook group where I share hints and tips and other free resources that you would find useful. And you can find that at facebook.com/The Confidence Mindset. So thank you again, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.